just like with the butterfly hook sweep, I want to get an underhook. So my setup is going to be based off of the underhook. So maybe I'm in butterfly guard. First thing I'm going to do is scoop that underhook. Second I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lift my elbow and connect my hands. I underhook my partner, I control their arm, I move my hips out to the side, and I connect by using a gable grip over my partner's shoulder, keeping the shoulder tight. From here, I can fall to my side and start to stretch my partner. I can put one foot around his upper leg, my second foot goes on the hip. Now from here, I need to stretch and create a void on the underside of my partner's arm, so I can push down on his elbow to break the elbow. So from here, I usually stretch my body out until my neck connects to his wrist. And now there's a good fulcrum right here. I pinch everything together, so I switch from the gable grip. I come up to a hugging grip. I hug over his elbow, push his elbow down, get the submission. If you feel you can't, a lot of times if you can't finish this, it's probably because you're too flat. And when you're pulling, you're just pulling onto your own body. So you need to make sure you get on your side and you move your hips out. As you move your hips out, there becomes a huge void on the inside. I simply push down into that void, get the submission. So underhook, control the shoulder with your gable grip. Fall to the side, slide up to the elbow, get into position. Foot on the hip, stretch your partner out. If I feel I don't have enough of a void, I move my hips. As I move my hips, it becomes a huge void, and then I apply the pressure. Underhook, gable grip, side, stretch, foot on the hip, slide up to the elbow and hug your arms. Hip out if you need to, and now push into the void. Arm crush from butterfly guard. So if you have a failed butterfly guard or you find your partner's kind of pulling away from you, it's a great option to hit the arm crush. First thing I need to do is set up my over-under gable type grip. So I underhook first, and usually at this point I start to secure my partner's arm by pulling in tight around his shoulder. Not his elbow, his shoulder. And I connect with a gable grip. Once I have that connected, my body is glued tight, so if Coach Nate tries to pull his arm out, his arm is stuck. The reason it's stuck is not just because the arm is not really bent. Because I'm hooking around the shoulder and there's usually a bend in the elbow, there's that wave motion which keeps the arm locked in place. So I lock around the shoulder joint. Now from here, if my partner is silly enough, say he brings his arm in, I can hook sweep him immediately. But a lot of times you'll find when you get here, people start to pull away exactly like he's doing right now. As he pulls away, I start to fall to the side, to my side. My foot on the inside goes to the hip, and my outside leg also goes to the hip. So as I fall to the floor, foot goes on the hip, second foot goes on the hip. I'm pinching my knees together, and now I slide and I hug my arms over the top of his elbow joint. From here, I simply push against the elbow, get the submission. Sometimes if my body is too close and there's not enough of a gap, you won't be able to submit your partner. So you simply just have to shrimp your hips out. Now there's a huge gap in here. You can see that huge gap. I'm gonna push into that gap. So I hug the arm and I push into that gap, and it's a very easy submission. Underhook, gable grip, side, feet on the hips, stretch and hug. Hip out and crush. That is your arm crush from the butterfly guard.